Hello, beautiful evening, friends. This is Anand Pandya, and we are on the show Fitness Talks with Anand. Welcome to episode 6 of season 2 with Dr. Sathe. It's been a very good episode. We are getting a lot of feedback, and that's why, even if this is not entirely about exercise and nutrition, but of course, it is exercise and nutrition is a part of this definitely, and we have started with this. So let's get in Dr. Sathe and let's start with our today's episode.
Beautiful evening, Doctor. Welcome to Fitness Talks with Anand, episode 6 of season 2. It's been a wonderful season with
Yes,
you, and thank
good
you for
evening.
sparing
Good
time with
evening to
us.
everyone, and good evening to you.
Yes,
Nice,
and
nice weather outside.
weather today. Yes,
Yeah.
and with coming to the sixth episode, we are also getting a lot of feedbacks. A lot of people are asking your contact, and they want to speak to you regarding their questions and queries. So it's a good development. Uh, Doctor, so today's topic is going to be fitness, sexual fitness, fitness for sexuality in females, and it's again something that is dedicated to females. So let's get on with the topic. Let's start. What would you like to say about this?
Well, when I thought about these two subjects, about
Yes.
sexual fitness in women and sexual fitness in men, I decided to go ladies first. We are starting with, sexual fitness for women. What I would like to discuss over here today
Mhm.
is the or are the various issues that women face,
Correct.
and how mental and physical fitness would contribute to their well-being, and those are the non-pharmaceutical approaches that I usually follow. And in case of
Right.
women, really there are not too many medicines that we use also,
Mhm.
because we really do not have too many medicines which can increase the sexual desire, for example, because that is by far the first and the most commonest problem that women face: lack of desire.
Right.
uh, Lack of desire and lack of arousal, actually we can sort of start with the basic level, because lack of desire is one of the commonest reasons why men come and tell me that my partner does not desire sex, and he would
Mhm.
like to know the reasons as to why this can happen. And I try to take the case history from him, and what I have come to a conclusion is that very often there are mental issues which contribute to lack of desire in women.
Correct.
And the most primary one, which I would say again, is like how men have guilt about masturbation. Similarly, females or women have an extreme high degree of guilt regarding masturbation.
Mhm.
And very, very few women in India use self-stimulation as a method of sexual satisfaction before they get married.
Right.
And after they get married, when their husband comes and nearby, they're afraid of touch, because they have been programmed. Again, when it comes to the computer model, the women are programmed since childhood that nobody should touch them anywhere on the body,
Correct.
and the unwanted touch by women is very common. What I've seen is that even if a doctor tries to touch them while examining, forget the sexual organs, even if he wants to examine with a stethoscope and anything, women shirk, and they
Correct.
don't like anybody touching them. And that has been programmed into their minds when they are perhaps about 8 or 10 years old, that if anybody touches them, they should short of should not show any responses, or sort of shirk away from the touch. And that is why after marriage, many a times when a couple gets married, there are the number of women who do not desire touch at all is on the higher side.
Mhm.
It's not always that women don't. I have men also who have come to me where the wife has complained that he doesn't allow me to touch him anywhere on the body,
Right.
and forget about touching the genital areas, but even
Mhm.
any other part of the body. So Rarely I have seen women complaining that about their partners, but quite often I have seen men complaining about their partners that she does not allow me to touch her. Some of them say that don't touch me on my chest. Some of them say that don't touch me on any other part. So, the sexual act per se is never looked upon as a pleasurable act by a large number of women. For them, the
Right.
sexual act is more for procreation than for recreation.
Mm, mm,
And that is an issue which perhaps contributes to their lack of desire, because see, anything that you do in life, if it is enjoyable, then only you want to do it. But if
true.
it is not enjoyable to you, if it is painful for you, then you will never want to do it.
Mm,
Some women also complain that their husbands are not well versed with the idea of touching them. So we have to tell the men that, look, do not touch her directly on her chest or on her genital areas. You have to first see to it that you show your affection on other body parts. But some
mm,
men are not like that. Some men, they tend to immediately start to going on those erotic areas, and then the woman doesn't like that. And
right.
if she doesn't like that, then she says that the way he approaches me is not good, and that is why her desire doesn't get sparked off.
Mm, mm,
So some women say that the man is very rough in handling her. He doesn't
mm,
know how to touch her. In Marathi, we call it dhasmusalepana. So,
right.
she says that, look, I don't want him to touch me the way he's touching me. I need him to understand. So, this is what is the issue which when it comes to the sparking of her desire. And if she has never touched herself and if she has never experienced an orgasm on her own
Mm,
before she
mm,
gets comfortable with a partner, then the
right.
issues of lack of desire can come in.
Mm, mm,
And if the touch is sort of unwanted.
mm,
Now, early part in the marriage also sometimes there is pain, sexual pain, and if that happens in the first few acts, then again her desire for sex might go down.
right.
So in women, the lack of desire for sex is a fairly common issue, and many men face that problem. um, the partner's inability to have a or the partner's problem of having premature ejaculation also can contribute to a woman getting lack of desire. Though if
Correct.
she is having a partner who can have sex for the duration of time that she wants, and
Mm,
if it doesn't happen like that for a very long time, then obviously women will never experience the orgasm. And if they don't experience orgasm, for them the sexual act really is not pleasurable at all. In fact, if I ask any man, if I ask him that, look, if the act of the sex is sort of going on without you getting your ejaculation and orgasm, how would you
mm,
like to do it? So he says, no, but if that is not there, then what is the use of doing sex? So that is what a man would say, and that is
yeah.
really what really is the crux of the matter. So if a woman never experiences the pleasure in the act, then obviously she would sort of have issues in getting her desire sparked off.
Right.
So that is what I have seen in some of the issues when it comes to the lack of desire. There are many
Right.
reasons also, where
And yeah, so you
not getting.
the side. So as a man expects that he needs to get the orgasm, he needs to understand the same way that the other side is. That understanding of
Yeah.
each other is also important, right? Very true.
Hmm. There are other reasons also that can, sort of interfere over there. In older women, after they get children, they're worked up, they have got too much work, they are perhaps sometimes not very comfortable with their in-laws, quarrels with their in-laws. So I have seen couples where they are going on steadily for a very long time, 5 6 years, even sexually active before marriage. But after
Mm,
marriage, what happens is that when she comes to his home to stay with them, then she finds how the relationship is in their family. Sort of some men are mama's boys. So for
right.
anything they will go to their mother. And then here, if they're living in a joint family, then what happens is that the girl starts feeling that or rather the two women, the mother and the wife, they compete with each other for the attention of their husband. She for her son,
Right.
and he
Son
and
and husband.
she for her husband. And then these couples, even though they had a fantastic pre-married life, after marriage they suffer from these issues concerning desire and all those
Right.
things.
Right.
So
Right.
I always request the patients who come to me and say that that my wife does not desire sex. I explain to them that look inside within yourself first. What could be the reason as to why this could be happening.
Hmm.
And many a times men say that, well, fine, I understand some of your points, but I don't know whether she will come to you for sex counseling. I say that, look, when you come to me for a sexual problem and for a consultation, we sit and discuss this matter like any other matter, like when you go to
Yeah.
a person, to a doctor having a ENT problem or having any other problem,
Right.
you go to a gynecologist or whatever.
Yes.
So, in a professional setup, I will only talk with her, and I will talk with her in a manner in which I will not make her uncomfortable about sex. Now, that is
Correct.
what we are trained for. Us sexologists, we are trained to talk on this matter without making you feel uncomfortable.
Sure.
And most of the men who agree on those issues get their partners along.
Hmm.
And then I talk with them, I explain to them, and then when I know the other side of the story, then really the counseling can happen.
Right.
Once I had a couple where the woman, she was quite positive in her approach, but the man was negative in his approach. So she said that, look, I have told my husband to touch me. I have told him to, sort of see that we do a lot of foreplay. But many a times men themselves don't want to do the foreplay. They feel that it is their duty to get an erection as soon as they go near their wife. They sometimes don't even remove their clothes. Everyone is partially clothed. And then the sense of touch between the man and his partner doesn't happen. And then the
Hmm.
penis doesn't erect. And then if he has also got premature ejaculation, then she also doesn't get the pleasure. So all these matters, if we discuss, the
Yeah.
husband, wife, and me, and sometimes I also have a female counselor who can come in need to talk to a woman if she is really feeling so apprehensive about talking to me.
Hmm.
But all three of us or all four of us sitting across on a table, we discuss these matters. Then
Right.
I can surely help them. And the approach should be positive oriented rather than negative oriented. Now, again, the difficulties which I experience in my practice, I'll just share with you.
Yeah.
Basically, there are two types of women who come. As I told you, if some women are positive minded, then they will definitely come and sit, talk, and discuss everything. But sometimes some men say that even if I spark of this subject with my wife, that let's go to a doctor, she says, no, it's forget it. Why do you want to go? Things are happening okay. I have no
Right.
complaints.
Right.
But that is where I would like to tell the women who are hearing this program that you may not have complaints because, sort of your desire, statistically, women's sexual desire is always on the lower side. There are exceptions
Hmm.
to this rule, because if
Hmm.
I say that women have lower sexual desire, then there will be some women who say that no, that is not the case. And I agree.
Right.
Within a
Right.
couple, always one of the partner has more desire, one of the partners has a lower desire. So it
Correct.
can happen that a woman has more sexual desire than her partner. But what I want to tell all the women is that, you have to support your partner. If he is losing his confidence in
Hmm.
sexuality, then he
Hmm.
loses his confidence everywhere in the world. A man
Hmm.
who
Hmm.
is sexually confident is much more confident and positive oriented to do anything and everything in his life.
Hmm.
But if
Hmm.
a man doesn't get a proper erection, and if he's not able to have proper sex with his wife,
Hmm.
then his whole manliness is at stake. He is unable to comprehend why this is happening. And then
Right.
in such a case, the woman should stand by him and say that, okay, let's go to a doctor, let us find out, let
Yeah.
us discuss these issues.
Right.
And these are
I
the
think it is
issues, which,
also some of the cases. It must be rare, but it is also vice versa
yeah,
for female.
vice
Yeah.
versa, correct. Yeah. Because sometimes women want to come. In fact, that has also started happening nowadays, where
Yes.
The husband comes to me and says that it was my wife who went on the internet, found your number, and then told me to come to you. So
Correct.
then the first thing that I tell him is, okay, now next time you get your wife here, so
Right.
that we will all discuss this issue.
Because in
So
fact, since we started the show, the people who have started connecting with me, and I have said that you please speak to the doctor because he's the expert in this. We are just having a platform to showcase. Some of them must have contacted you. Some of them are shy, but it's females more than males who have started coming out with questions. So
correct. Yeah, because see, the problem is that there is too much of sort of ignorance in this field. What is right, what is wrong. In fact, most of the people who come to me want to know whether I'm normal or not.
right.
See, this is my issue. Am I normal? Am I normal? Am I normal? That is what they want. Whether it's for men, it could be size of penis, it could be shape of penis, it could be the angle of the penis,
Right.
or it could be the skin on the penis. In case of women, it could be the size and shape of their breasts. They could be having body hair. They could be having some other issues on their body. So, in fact, what has been told is that even the most beautiful models in the world are very sort of uncomfortable with their body image. They have a poor body image about themselves, even the most beautiful models. So very often women have, especially after they have got children, they put on weight. If they have diabetes in the family, they put on weight. And these women have to be counseled. And that is what I do. I request them to start, going to a gym. In fact, at World-Class, I have referred a number of patients, that you go and talk to the people over there, go to a gym, talk to them, and become fit, because fitness again is going to contribute extremely important. It is very important that a girl who is physically fit, where she doesn't get tired, where she doesn't have aches and pains in the body, then her desire can get sparked off. Because if a woman gets pain in her lower back or in her back or any of the legs or any part of the body after having sex, then again her desire to have sex will go down. That if on the next day if she has aches, so then I do check their vitamin B12 level, vitamin D level, which is usually on the lower side. I do supplement that.
Right.
But I also tell them to do exercises, do yoga, do flexibility exercises, do endurance exercises. And most of the women, what I have seen is that they lose the tone of their muscle. That is because, in their childhood, they have played games and they have got some type of a tone. But as they become older and most of them, they, study and have a sitting job at the bank or any other office job, then they start losing tone of their muscles. And if the muscle tone is lost, then obviously everywhere, the problems start happening. And then the muscles start aching, then all those things can
Joints
happen.
also start.
The bones, the joints aching. So if she has, lack of desire can again be because of lack of pain in the joints.
Right.
So anything can contribute. And that is why, when we as sexologists talk to a patient, whether it is a male or a female, we have to be a jack of all trades. We have to find out, why is this person having this issue? And then these issues, where we have to identify them and treat them. So if the girl is unfit, for example, many women who have not exercised much, they also land up in thyroid problems.
Yes.
So hormonal issues, they contribute to sexual desire. And most of them who have hypothyroidism will have low desire for sex. They will have more weight or body weight. They'll be slowing down. They'll be mentally slow. They'll be physically slow. And why depend too much on medicines? I tell them that, look, you have to be fit. Just because you have thyroid, that doesn't mean that you're going to become slow and go and put on weight. I've seen so many hypothyroid women who are very good and active and who can remain slim and trim by taking the supplementation of the hormone, of course, for which usually I take the opinion of an endocrinologist. But after that also, if they continue to be physically active and do regular exercise, which is very important. The regular is underlined, double. They have to go to a gym 3 to 4 times in a week, do the body toning exercises, do the
Right.
endurance exercises. It need not necessarily be, very, very, strenuous, but it has to be to maintain the body. So a
Correct.
40-minute or a 50-minute workout, 4 times in a week or 5 times in a week is good
Hmm.
enough for them to become fitter. So
Correct.
this is the exercise routine which I usually teach them, and I tell
And
them to
also,
start.
we've seen, doctor, that out of three females, one female always has some thyroid issue. It's become
Very
very
common.
common. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
And
you are
very often it is sometimes the supplements which are available over the counter and all that, which people feel that they will help, but
yeah.
sometimes they don't. And
Right.
if their family, they have got family history of hypothyroidism, then again they get the problem.
Correct.
So nutrition is very
In
important
fact,
because
to the point that you
picking,
were saying, sorry to interrupt you, but to the point that you were saying that if they have thyroid or hypothyroid, they become more lethargic. Is that so?
yes,
And
yeah,
then that
yeah,
that is what causes that they don't want to exercise then more regularly.
correct.
And then the thyroid increases further. So it's a
Yeah,
vicious cycle, I
correct.
guess.
It's a vicious
Right.
cycle, absolutely.
Right.
So that is one of the issues, where hypothyroidism contributes to weight gain, and then the weight gain contributes to hypothyroidism, and then
Correct.
it is
It
an
just goes
unending
on.
cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. For that, then the partner should also be encouraging, But then some
Yeah.
women, if they are mentally very strong in the way in which, no, I don't want to do anything. I am not going to do
Hmm.
anything. I'm going to just lie
Hmm.
down. I don't want. I'm not happy. So then
Right.
the relationship suffers. And
Correct.
then
Correct.
the husband also sometimes is totally at a loss as to how to deal with such a person. The
True.
partner, he
True.
keeps telling her that please come with me, let's go for a walk, and each time she gives different reasons.
Correct.
But there is
So I guess yes, that's
no
where a third
substitute to
person like
exercise.
you, yeah, but that's where a third person like you can help. A
Absolutely,
sexologist can help and
absolutely.
guide and advise.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
because when
yeah.
it comes from a
And
doctor, it is more believable. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And all these women also have some other deficiencies, as I mentioned earlier. It could be B12 deficiency, it could be calcium, it could be vitamin D. So, we can't focus only on thyroidism or
Hmm. Hmm.
hypothyroidism. We need
Correct.
to find out where exactly are the contributing areas, and
Hmm.
then we have
Hmm.
to treat those areas also. There
True.
are other hormones also of the body, the female hormones which are there. So
Right.
prolactin is there, then oxytocin is there, then then the other female hormones, their levels can keep changing. So they also estrogen and progesterone. So we have to measure
Right.
them. Then
Right.
there are other pituitary hormones, hypothalamic hormones, which are also important. And all
Right.
these hormones are very expensive to test. Each and every
Hmm.
test can
Hmm.
cost about 500 to 800 rupees. And then if I tell a person to get themselves investigated for, for a sexual problem for a test, a budget of about 5 to 10,000 rupees, they sulk and they tell me why is this happening? Why are
Right.
you telling us to do such expensive tests? But then I
Correct.
tell them that look, your body is an entire body. You have come to me for a sexual problem, but
Correct.
I feel that this could be contributing to the sexual problem, and that is why I would like you to do these tests. So, if you
True.
can do the test and get back to me, then I'll be able to guide you.
Guide you
And
better.
very often the deficiency states are positive. The results
Hmm.
show
Hmm.
there are abnormalities. And once they are sort of supplemented with the vitamins and minerals, then they are
Hmm.
much better. And again, there is a problem of how many days shall I take this medicine. So I tell them that look, I'm taking vitamin B12 and vitamin D for about 8 to 10 years now. So after I became,
Yes.
say, about 45, 50, I'm continuing them. What's the harm in taking one tablet or two or few, maybe 5 or 6 tablets of
Yeah.
supplements, which are, sort of going to help you. So
That is
don't
so
think
true,
that,
and this I think, doctor, I have observed this more in the US when I was there, and I was training there with certain members. Doctors in US, they recommend when a person crosses say 23, 25 years of age, they generally recommend that if you are not able to take vitamins and minerals from your natural diet, then you please inculcate a multivitamin or some vitamin tablets that they prescribe, which I have
yeah,
seen very less in India compared to US.
yeah, yeah,
So here people are
yeah.
scared. Tablet manje, they get scared.
Side effect,
Outside
side effect.
side effects. Ha.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know,
Cool. Thank you for clearing that.
since you have told me about that, I get many patients who say that, your medicines, will they cause side effects? And the person
Ah,
is, drinking alcohol like nothing,
right.
smoking cigarettes, taking tobacco, pan, mawa,
Ah,
gutka, and all those things. And he's not worried about the side effects of those things. And he's worried about the side effects of medicines. And
right, right.
yeah, I've had people who are telling me that will this vitamin B complex tablet which has been given to me, will it cause side effect?
Right.
So so
And doctor, we
people
just have
are,
one question from Mr. Amol. He's asking what will be the ideal frequency of B12 or D3 medicine B?
yeah. See, vitamin B12 and all the B complex vitamins, they are all water soluble vitamins.
Hmm.
So vitamin C is water soluble.
Hmm.
So all these vitamins which are water soluble vitamins you must take every day,
Right.
because after a certain age your diet doesn't contain the amount that your body needs.
Correct.
So especially after 25, 30, vitamin B, C and vitamin B complex, if you take a tablet every day, one of each, or even two
Yeah.
of each, it is no harm. In fact, nowadays, because of the coronavirus, people are taking 500 mg vitamin C 3 to 4 times a day, up to 2
Hmm.
grams a day,
Hmm. Correct.
and two tablets of vitamin B complex with zinc. So
Right.
those medicines are known to give you some immunity, though those are meant to give you some kind of a strength, inner strength.
Right.
So
Right.
when it comes to B complex, you can continue to take every day. But vitamin
Right.
D and vitamin A and vitamin E are fat soluble vitamins.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
in case of E also we can give daily, but in case of A and D, we usually do not give a very high dose. We usually give for vitamin D, we give them once a week initially for about 8 weeks, and then we give it once a month or
Okay.
like that. It all depends on the potency of the drug that you give of
Correct.
the vitamin D. So there are some of the tablets which contain 60,000 units. There are some preparations where even 6 lakh units are given if the deficiency is very high.
Right.
So we keep monitoring.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
again, the money factor comes because the vitamin D test itself costs 2,000 or 2,500 rupees.
Right.
So people say that instead of doing the test, I will take a little bit of vitamin D and it will be cheaper for me. So
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
also
Hmm.
also can be done. It's very rare to get hypervitaminosis D unless you keep
Okay.
taking for a long duration and every
Long
day.
duration. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So vitamin A and vitamin D you have to take because they're fat soluble. You can take it rarely, but vitamin B complex and vitamin C you can continue to take regularly.
Perfect. Perfect.
That is the answer to that
Wonderful. So
question.
Amol has said thanks. And it was good. It answered your questions.
Yeah,
Yeah. So relationship issues and sexual fitness
yeah,
in women, a very
yeah,
important topic, and a lot of females are looking ahead for this. A lot of females have told me that we won't be able to attend, but do share the link with me later. So,
yeah.
wonderful topic.
Another problem which I have seen coming from the problem from the
Hmm.
side of the females is that
Hmm.
there is a condition called vaginismus and vulvodynia, where
Okay.
the woman has pain, severe pain of that particular region, and that is why
Hmm.
the sexual act becomes very difficult. Now,
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
is something sometimes very difficult to diagnose.
Hmm.
We have to sit and talk with the lady. We need to know exactly why this could be happening. We need to take the opinion of a gynecologist,
Hmm.
and then counseling by far is the most important and the most stable way in which these problems can be addressed.
Can
But
be
I have
addressed.
seen, as I had mentioned once earlier in a program, that a
Hmm.
couple where their marriage was consummated after about almost 20 years of their sexual after they got married, 20
Hmm.
25 years, the
Right.
the woman had vaginismus problem in addition. So in that particular couple there were problems with the man and problems with the woman.
Hmm. Hmm.
So first we tackled his problems, and then I found
Hmm.
out that she also had these issues. So then we
Right.
had to treat her, and
Hmm.
counsel
Hmm.
her and all that. So, and women, I find it as a man sometimes difficult to counsel because
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
don't believe you upfront. They have,
Right.
a lot of issues which they feel that should not be the case.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then if these problems are causing the marriage to remain sexless, I have
Hmm.
couples who come after 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years of marriage, and there's no sex happening between them. and they're just living. And they have never bothered to find out or come to a doctor and get the issue sorted out. Again, because some men have told, and some couples where they have come to know about me, say today, but they approach me after 5 years, 10 years. They say that we knew this problem was there, but we just couldn't take up the courage to come and meet you. So I said, there's nothing wrong. When you come to my clinic, you will see that it is just a normal and ordinary clinic. And in fact, on my clinic, I have never even mentioned anywhere that I'm a sexologist. It is just my name, my name and Sathi Clinic. That's it. There are no images. There are nothing which will sort of tell a person that this is a sexologist clinic.
And the advantage is you are a physician also. So
yes. So I tell them that, look, I'm also a physician. So if anybody you meet asks you, you can say that, well, he's my family doctor for so many years, so I've just come to meet him.
Correct.
And that is how it happens, that people feel that a sexologist clinic is something different and all that. It's not like that. So you have to come and talk and discuss. And now actually there is an added advantage that you can take online consultations. So you can call me, talk to me first. Of course, there is a little fee that you have to pay, but then once you pay that money, I'm going to give you all the information that you want. And then when you feel comfortable, you can definitely come and meet me. So that is something which you have to, sort of, instead of sitting on the matter and just doing nothing about it, come and talk. That is very important. So this is one more issue. And lack of knowledge is one of the commonest issue in men and women. So knowledge itself is medicine. And once you are able to understand where you're going wrong, then your problems are sorted forever. Why are you seeking a pill? Why do you want a medicine each and every time? If I am telling you that your problem can get sorted out just by, counseling sessions, then avail them and then think of medicines afterwards. If medicines are required, I will definitely help you. If a second opinion, third opinion is required, I'll definitely help you. If I want to talk, if I want a gynecologist to talk to you or examine you, I'll definitely recommend you to a gynecologist who will give you the best possible answers, and she will sort of give you the right reason. Now recently I had a phone call from one of the young girl, 14-year-old. She was having severe pain. So I told him to do look, we need to do an ultrasound. And you know what had happened, that this particular girl, very unfortunately, she never had a vagina at all. So she had all the parts of the body, but there was absence of vagina. And that is why the menstrual fluid which accumulated inside her uterus, there was no way for it to come out. And at the age of 14, when she became, when she became a pubescent, her menstrual fluid kept accumulating into her uterus and there was no way out, and then she had pain. So finally, she was diagnosed by an ultrasound, and then she was operated by a gynecologist and of course a plastic surgeon. And then they created an artificial vaginal opening for her. So these rare things are there, that not that they are not there. This is called vaginal agenesis. So it is known to happen. And these are rare things, but they have to be diagnosed. And it is not just one person. Sometimes even I don't know what could be the reason. So I need to do an ultrasound. And then if the ultrasound report comes in, I have to go to a gynecologist to treat you. So it is a team effort of doctors. You never think that a sexologist is going to treat you alone. It's always a team effort. If I require a cardiologist, I'll talk to a cardiologist. Sometimes women who are having diabetes, who are having blood pressure, are also suffering from sexual problems. Because again, in diabetic people, in men, we know, that there is an issue. But diabetic neuropathy, and basically that is one of the commonest reasons. So if you're not getting the sensation of pleasure from your genital organs to your brain, then obviously the diabetic neuropathy will make you lose sexual desire. But then we have to have a very rigid control on diabetes. We have to do intermittent fasting. We have to avoid wheat. We have to avoid sugar. We have to do regular exercise and lose weight and become fit. Then your problems can get sorted out. Why do you seek out only medicine all the time? First, think of other exercises or other means supplementation, and then finally, if nothing is working, then medicines are there, and they can help. But then again, how for how many days? If it is a problem, like say for example diabetes, which is gone totally out of control, it could take few years. But if you are able to follow the regimen of a proper diet and exercise, you can get it in control. It's not impossible, but the will should be there. The will should be there, and then these issues should be there.
So, doctor, with exercise and with good healthy lifestyle and diet, we can also regulate this hormone secretions in the body. We can make them better.
Yes, what I have seen is that those people who do regular exercise rarely have hormone problems. Even in case of yoga, some of the yogasanas, they encourage your hormonal glands, whether it could be
Right.
adrenals, it could be testes, it could be ovaries, and other issues to secrete the hormone.
Correct.
So that is how people who are doing this particular activity regularly rarely go into these type of problems. It is the sedentary and the people who are having only sitting jobs and not doing any kind of a physical activity, they land up more in hormonal issues.
Correct. So, friends, please listen to this, because in this lockdown and in this time when everybody is at home most of the times, please do exercise. A lot of
Yeah.
people are just sitting around. Yes,
Yeah.
with TV
And
all
I tell
that.
them that look, if they say it's a lockdown, my society doesn't allow me to go out. So I say, but your building, how tall is it? Say it is 10 floors, right? 15 floors or whatever. So I tell them that look, climbing stairs itself is a good exercise.
Good exercise,
Against
yeah.
gravity when you climb.
Yeah.
For 20 minutes, initially start with 10 minutes. Go up, climb the stairs, come down by the elevator or the lift. Again climb up, again come down, again go up. That the society will not be able to stop you.
Correct.
So you
correct.
can do that.
Yeah.
And the will should be there. And you have to give minimum 20 minutes and a maximum of 40 minutes. And
Also,
4 to
there is
5
a-
times in a week.
Yeah, that's a wonderful exercise. Stair climbing, I completely agree. A very good exercise.
Yeah.
And a good thing about right now, central government has given the permission that you don't need to wear the masks anymore when you're doing any kind of cardio activity.
Exactly.
You can wear the visor. So you can wear that shield in front of you, and that doesn't give you a problem while breathing also.
Breathing.
So the societies can allow you wearing the visor also.
Yeah, or they can wear, what I tell them, that you can wear a mask for the mask's sake. You can wear a very thin mask or tie a handkerchief so that people will not, sort of rebuke you. And and also wear a shield so that
Right.
you will be able to get a proper air also.
Air also.
And
Yeah.
and breathe and do the exercise, because climbing stairs is something which you can do within your own building.
Anywhere.
You don't even have to
Yes,
go out.
yes.
Even if you have one flight of stairs, even that is enough.
So true. So true.
Or if you just have one stair, where you go up and down, like you have the
Yeah.
benches in your
Step aerobics. Yeah, it becomes a step aerobics.
So step aerobics. So even that you can do at home. You don't have to have a bench over there.
Perfect. So,
Trying
friends,
to find a solution is always the better way out.
that's such a
You have
wonderful
to do out of the box thinking. You have to think
Yeah.
of simple solutions to difficult problems,
thing. Right.
and they are there all the time. So
Yeah.
this
I,
helps. Sort of.
I was talking to a friend yesterday who are in the lockdown and they have access to nothing. So they are from the army. And so I said, how are you managing? No dumbbells, nothing. So they have 2 kids. So they are taking the kids for the squats. So they make them sit on the shoulders and do squats.
Correct.
And they do push-ups. For push-ups also the kid is sitting on the back. So the kid is enjoying having a good time with their father and mother, and the parents are exercising.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing.
Or you can take a 2-liter bottle, 2-liter,
yeah.
1-liter bottle,
Put some sand in it.
just fill it up with water. Water
Yeah.
also, just water.
Correct.
You can also use it to drink as you do the exercise. Fill it up again.
So true. So true.
So in
Wonderful.
each hand, if you have initially half a liter, then you can take 1-liter bottles, and then continue to give some kind of a resistance to your muscle and continue to do it.
Yes.
And that is where I tell them that look, do it. And I also tell them to play games. Playfulness is important.
Yes.
I tell them that look, when you were young, you were playing with your friends, and that playfulness, that enjoyment, that laughter which you used to get spontaneously
Correct.
is never there now. After you cross say 25, 30, you become totally a a very serious minded person. Now, I am playing tennis since 1975. And the most important factor over there when I play tennis is the enjoyment that I get while, if I hit a shot and pass that person in front of me, or if I hit a nice shot and a drop shot and make him run, I feel, we laugh.
Yeah, we laugh.
How am I made a fool out of you?
True, it's
And
playfulness.
then we pass comments and then we curse each other in friendship. So that
True.
keeps you going, that is really the way in which you can continue.
Absolutely.
So go to a laughter club in the park if you can't do anything. Or even if you watch comedy movies of say Kishore Kumar and the other Mehmood and all that,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
start feeling low, you can watch movies. I always remember that song of Sound of Music, where
True.
where that girl is singing that whenever bad things are happening, then I think
Yeah.
of the good things, and
True,
these are
true,
some
true.
of my favorite things. So
One of
that
my
is an
personal
amazing song.
experience, you said playfulness and it's more fun. So when I'm playing, I play badminton and I'm playing with my friends. In an hour, I generally burn around 750 to 800 calories. And I have no
Correct.
idea that I'm burning so much calories. I am not even tired
Correct.
because I'm enjoying. And if you tell me
Correct.
to do burn 800 calories in an hour by maybe doing something HIIT or some
Treadmill or
other
something.
activity and alone,
Yeah.
man, it
Yeah.
is so boring. 1 hour, firstly,
Absolutely.
that time 1 hour itself gets boring being alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, playfulness gives you so much fun.
Yeah.
True.
So I tell them that, and sex is nothing else but playfulness. Even if you see, even if you see the animals, you know,
Hmm.
the way in which the young monkeys play, and the
Correct.
way in which older monkeys are, serious about the whole thing. That playfulness, if you are able to inculcate within your life by special, efforts, not that it will
Efforts.
come to
Yeah.
you automatically. It has to be,
Right.
you have to take efforts for that. And especially in our tennis group, what I have seen is that the way, we are about 25 or 30 people. We
Hmm.
go out, we enjoy, we have our parties, we travel outside, out of India to Goa and all that. We enjoy so much over there, and
Yeah.
in Marathi we call खेचणे एकमेकांची खेचायची चेष्टा करायची मस्करी करायची हे जे
Right.
काय आहे
Right.
ना all those things we are we are at it all the time, and that is
All the
what
time.
we are even doing now on our group of about 30 people. We do that, you know we make fun of each other,
Right.
and that is
Right.
how it goes on. And there the age
Right.
is also
Right.
not an issue. We have the youngest member is about 35 years old, and the oldest member
Uh-huh.
is about 65 years old. But even that
Uh-huh.
youngest member makes fun of the oldest member. And the same way around. So
That's so
they
nice.
make fun of me, I make fun of them. They call me Dr. Sexo, so I'm fine with it. No problem. Because
Oh, that's a
that is the
good.
work I'm doing.
True. 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 Very true. Great. So that was a wonderful topic that we covered, Doctor. Relationship issues and sexual fitness in women. And for our viewers who will see this later, tomorrow, next Friday, 5 p.m., our topic is going to be relationship issues and sexual fitness in men. So today's was specifically for women, and next time it will be for men. So if you have any questions, please drop it to us. You can send it to doctor directly, or you can also send it across to us so we can discuss it on the show. We will definitely keep the privacy here. Uh, you
I'll
can
just
write
mention
it
my phone
directly to
number
us.
once
Yes,
more so
doctor's
that
one
people
number once
can
more.
keep it,
Yes.
My phone number is 818087 And if you search for my name, Dr. Rajendra Sathi, on Google, you'll come to my website, which is sexualhealthdoctor.in. There is a lot of information over there. All these videos also, the links will be provided.
Right.
And you can see them on YouTube or from my website and all the information. There is one nice article which I've written on chemical locha and sexual problems, where
Wow.
I've done that nice article. It's a 2-page article, but it
Uh-huh.
explains to you the reasons as to why a person can get sexual problems. So it is
Wow.
mentioned
Okay.
over there.
Yes.
And those of you who want that article, they can just send me a WhatsApp message to send that article. I'll reply. That's not a problem.
Perfect.
So all
Perfect.
these ways I'm ready to help you out, and please, enjoy your life and make it
And friends,
enjoyable for
and
you and your
I'll
partner.
specifically like to tell everybody. So Dr. Sathe is busy, but he's giving us time, and in this lockdown, he's giving us more time. So please take advantage of that, and come to him with your queries. And online questions and online consulting is the best way. So if you are scared about somebody knowing, not knowing, online is the best way to talk to him directly. So take advantage of the situation and get all your questions for so many years, so many myths getting cleared, because mine is happening on the show. So thank you, doctor. Thank you for making time, and I'll see you on the next Friday at 5 p.m.
Okay.
With
Okay,
playfulness. I like the name, doctor.
yeah.
Dr. Sexo is a nice name. All right.
Okay. Right.
See you.
Bye.
Take care,
Bye.
doctor. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
So friends, that was Dr. Rajendra Sathe with us. He has been sexologist for 35 years and helping us so many times. Ranju Khatkar, hi. So Ranju, I'll just, he just told us the mobile number. I'll tell you his number. Or let me just drop a message to you after this. I'll just note it. Ranju _ Khatkar. Great. So Ranju, you can drop me a message, and I have his number saved on in my phone, so I'll send it to you later. So friends, yes, that was Dr. Rajendra Sathe with us, and sharing some wonderful experiences, some good tips, clearing a lot of myths, and so many suggestions, which very simple suggestions if we inculcate in our life, it will make our life beautiful. So healthy and not only, and how fitness and exercise is playing a role in this. I'm so happy to see that. So yes, it is important everywhere. Thank you so much. So the next week we will meet next Friday 5 p.m. for relationship issues and sexual fitness in men. Today was the female one. Thank you very much. Do write to us with your questions so that we can make it more interesting and we can cover those topics in our episode. And once again, I would like to thank ISFS. So friends, this is on the platform of ISFS, which is ISFT School of Fitness Sciences. We are into the School of Fitness Sciences, so we are into the fitness industry. Anybody who wants to start their careers or improve their careers into fitness industry can get in touch with us. We have diploma and master certification courses in fitness, may it be a personal trainer or may it be special population, nutrition, entrepreneur in fitness industry. We have all those courses, and we are increasing the courses day in, day out. We have distance education programs, so you don't need to come to the classrooms right now in this lockdown. You can just study on your own. We'll give you an access of our software. You'll get an ID and password. Just go there and you can access your curriculum, access all our videos, and learn from there, and then appear for the exams. We prepare you to how to deal with and how to get a job, and we also help you with internships. And basically, we are passionate about getting more educated people in this industry and educating the people who are already in this industry, because that's what our industry needs right now. And this is a good time. So just go ahead for it. Our details are on www.theisfs.com. Thank you, friends. And our association is with United Health and Fitness Federation, UHFF, which is the first registered federation for fitness industry in India. And they are doing excellent work. They are working very hard for making sure that our gyms open up soon. And once they open up, they are operating with proper SOPs. The staff is safe, the members will be safe. So they are working very hard for it. There are a lot of meetings happening and they're trying their best to do it. We are expecting that next month we'll have some good news on this. So yes, that's our show for today. Have a wonderful evening. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you on next Friday, 5 p.m. on Fitness Talks with Anand.